JBNN will keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones, and in the news, St. Catherine police recover 11 stolen cars, arrest one suspect. The police have launched a probe following the recovery of 11 stolen motor vehicles in the Gordonwood community in St. Catherine Tuesday morning. One suspect was taken into custody following an 18-hour operation to uncover a car stealing ring in the St. Catherine South Police Division. The stolen vehicles, most of which were Toyota and Nissan models, were in different stages of being scrapped. Superintendent Upton Nicholson, acting divisional commander for St. Catherine South, said the police will continue their offensive against motor vehicle thieves who have been active in the parish. We are operating on the ground to let thieves of motor vehicles know that there is no haven for those who want to deprive people of their possessions, Nicholson said. Man with court case shot dead in St. Catherine. A man who was a court case pending was shot and killed in Willow Dean, Spanish Town, St. Catherine, Tuesday morning. He has been identified as 33-year-old Lyndon Omar Minot, otherwise called Chubby, a resident of Clayton Way in Willow Dean. Minot was on bail for unauthorized possession of a firearm. It was reported that around 7 a.m., residents heard loud explosions and summoned the police, who, on their arrival, found Minot lying motionless on a section of the roadway in front of an empty lot. Upon investigating, the police discovered he was suffering from what appeared to be gunshot wounds to the head. Minot was assisted to the Spanish Town Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The scene and the body were processed, and 2 spent casings found. The body was transported to the morgue, pending a post-mortem examination. No motive has been established for the killing, the police said. Woman charged for allegedly stabbing her partner during a fight. A St. Catherine woman is now behind bars after being charged for allegedly stabbing her common-law partner during a fight and stealing a sum of money from him. 27-year-old gas pump attendant Jodian Williams of Cheesefield District has been charged with robbery with aggravation, malicious destruction of property, and unlawful wounding following an incident in the community on Saturday. The Linstead police say about 3:40 p.m., Williams and her common-law partner had an argument that developed into a fight. The man left and went in his vehicle, but was chased by Williams, who allegedly inflicted stab wounds to his body and removed a sum of cash from the vehicle. She reportedly went on to destroy his clothes and parts of his vehicle. The man drove away and made a report to the police. He was taken to hospital, where he was treated for his injuries. Williams was arrested and charged. 2 men in custody following gun and ammo seizure in Kingston. 2 men were taken into custody after a gun and ammunition were seized by members of the Quick Response Team on Verrin Avenue in Kingston about 11:40 a.m. on Tuesday. During a snap raid in the area, the police recovered a 9mm Taurus pistol along with 10 rounds of ammunition. The identities of the men are being withheld pending further investigations. Soup vendor shot and killed in Trelawney. Detectives assigned to the Trelawney Criminal Investigations Branch are probing the murder of a food vendor who was gunned down in his car by unknown assailants early Monday morning. The deceased has been identified as 30-year-old Kemar Williams, otherwise called Soupy, a chef of Water Lane, Falmouth in Trelawney. Reports from the Falmouth police are that about 1:10 a.m., Williams was sitting in his Mazda permissive motor car in the Hague housing scheme in the parish when explosions were heard. Williams reportedly drove off, but soon after lost control of the vehicle, which crashed into a wall. Upon the arrival of the police who were summoned, Williams was seen with a wound to his back and his body partially hanging out of the motor car. He was transported to hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Hotel worker killed in St. James 5-vehicle collision. A man is now dead following a motor vehicle accident on the Flanker Main Road in St. James on Monday night. He has been identified as Adrian Ladrick, a chef of West Green and the Belmont addresses in the parish, who was employed at a hotel in Rose Hall. Reports are that about 9:55 p.m., Ladrick was driving a Toyota Vios motor car along the Flanker Main Road when he was involved in a 5-vehicle collision. Firefighters and other emergency personnel were called to the scene. However, despite their best efforts, Ladrick succumbed to the injuries he had sustained. Another man was taken to hospital with injuries. His condition is unknown. Isaac Buchanan apologizes for offensive comments about DPP. Attorney and former chairman of the People's National Party's Human Rights Commission, Isaac Buchanan, has apologized for offensive comments he made about Director of Public Prosecutions, Paul Llewellyn. Buchanan received instant backlash after making the comments on a YouTube program on Sunday night, forcing him to resign his post on the commission. During the program, Buchanan quoted lyrics from convicted murderer and dancehall artist Vybz Kartel's song The Menace, in which the DJ referenced Paula using coarse language. In a message posted to social media on Tuesday, Buchanan said, "My comments and use of the song reference are indeed unfortunate, and for that, I unequivocally apologize. I specifically wish to indicate to Ms. Llewellyn that I deeply regret this, and I'm truly sorry," he continued. Buchanan said while he's a believer in free speech, he recognizes the importance of preserving public civility and mutual respect in engaging with each other as a society. Dad distraught after Westmoreland cop killed in collision with cow. Some residents in Westmoreland are being accused of taking depravity to another level Sunday night when they reportedly chose to strip the carcass of a cow involved in an accident that killed a policeman rather than offering help to get the lawman to hospital. The 21-year-old policeman, Constable Tajay Banks, attached to the traffic department at the Savlemore police station in the parish, died at hospital after sustaining injuries to his chest and head. The accident happened approximately 9 p.m. while Banks was heading towards Savlemore from Negril. According to Deputy Superintendent of Police in charge of operations, Adrian Hamilton, the policeman was driving his service motorcycle along the New Hope Main Road heading in an easterly direction towards Little London when a cow came up from the embankment into his path. Banks, who was thrown from his motorcycle, had just completed duties in Negril and was on his way home. Reports are that, while lying incapacitated, people were seen cutting up the legs, head, and other parts of the dead cow. A video released on social media showed a man with 2 dogs cutting parts of the dead animal. Other people were heard in the background talking about what sections of the cow were available for consumption. This was the 3rd accident between Friday and Sunday caused by unprotected animals roaming the streets near Little London. Eyewitnesses said that it has become the norm for owners to leave their animals unattended. It was inevitable that this was going to happen because them just leg out the cow them wantonnly. Them travel all over the place. You have to close up a gate so them don't destroy your crops or your flowers, said a man who watched the police line lifeless. He described the situation as gross negligence and disregard for the lives of others. "When I saw him, I was devastated. It could have been avoided." Distraught by the news of his son's death, Adolphe Banks said his family was broken. His son had only been in the police force for a mere 12 months, 8 of which was stationed in Westmoreland. He wants animals removed from the roads, as they have become a nuisance and a threat to the lives of motorists. The younger Banks' death has left the Savlemore police personnel in a somber mood, with Hamilton sharing plans to provide grief counseling for staff as well as family members. Constable Banks made an indelible mark on the lives of people he came into contact with in the 8 months he has been here. Both the older Banks and Hamilton spoke of a young man who was jovial, hardworking, and punctual. As the news of his death spread throughout the parish, owner of Boardwalk and hotelier Richard Wallace said the hotel industry was deeply saddened. "It's really sad to see he lost his death in such a tragic manner. Constable Banks was in Negril working on Sunday." Extending condolences to his family, colleagues, and friends, Wallace said he understood he was a very good policeman. He is appealing to the owners of animals to make greater effort to contain them. He also asked motorists to slow down. When he learned of the reports of behavior of some of the people who decided to take the meat of the dead animal, Wallace said it goes to show the level that the society has reached. "It is really a sad day when things like this happen." In the meantime, Hamilton is warning the animal owners that the police will come down on them heavily for causing the loss of life on the streets of the parish and the damage to property. "As a police department, we're going to do something about it. These owners of these animals need to take the requisite responsibility, ensuring the animals are properly protected from the roadway. We don't want any other innocent road user to be a victim of the situation," said Hamilton. Bill extending retirement age of DPP and AUG now in effect. The bill extending the tenure of the Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, and the Auditor General, AUG, came into effect on Monday, July 31, after it was signed by Governor General Sir Patrick Allen. Despite objections from opposition members of Parliament last week, the Constitution was amended by legislators to increase the retirement age of the DPP and the AUG. The current DPP, Paula Llewellyn, will be 63 this September. Both she and the AUG were appointed in the same year, just a few months apart in 2008. Following a debate during the sitting of the House of Representatives, which saw opposition members speaking against the proposed adjustments in the Constitution, amendment of sections 96(1) and 121(1) Act 2023, The legislation was approved via divide, of which 37 members voted yes and 8 said no. Minister of Justice Delroy Chalk, in piloting the bill, explained that the Constitution of Jamaica establishes a retirement age of 60 for the position of AUG and the DPP via sections 96(1) and 121(1) respectively. He said that the Pensions Public Service Act, which was promulgated in 2017, sought to, among other things, gradually increase the retirement age of public officers to 65 years. The bill before this House reflects a proposal previously considered by Cabinet during the deliberations on the Pensions Bill in 2017. It was the intention of the government to amend the Constitution to give effect to the change in the age of retirement for officers so as to extend the increase in retirement age for both the AUG and the DPP, he had said. Chalk pointed out that this was due mainly to the fact that the constitutionally established ceiling for the age of retirement for the AUG and the DPP is actually 5 years shorter in duration when compared to the upper limit set in the Pensions Public Service Act for a public officer in the civil service. Opposition leader Mark Golding had strongly objected to the constitutional amendment, stating that it was brought to the House without prior notice, without any consultation concerning provisions to do with the appointment or extension of tenure of the DPP and the Auditor General. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.